Hi, welcome back to Technique of the Week. My name is Shihan Noel. Glad you could join us. Today we're going to be working on a arm bar, and in our training we learn a lot of different arm bars. There's several different ones that we teach at our studio, but the one that is my favorite, I call it the Shurite Arm Bar, or the Shurite Arm Bar. I basically learned it from my mentor in Shurite Kempo years ago, and it's very unique compared to other arm bars that I've learned in other arts during my time in the martial arts. And we basically are utilizing not so much a horse stance when we go into the stance, but we're basically utilizing, go ahead and go to one knee since we're basically bringing his shoulder into my knee, and I'm in a bit of a front stance here as opposed to a shikodachi or a horse stance. So there's a lot of ways to get into this, but I want to just go over the mechanics of the arm bar first, and then I'll show you a couple different applications. When I bring his hand into, I want to hyperextend. Arm bar is basically a hyperextension of the elbow. What I want to do is I want to have his thumb pointed down, and I want to have it in the crook of my right arm. I'm holding him with my left. Now again, I'm working on the right arm. If you are using this against the left arm, you would just transpose and just go the opposite of what I'm teaching right now. But off the right arm, I'm basically bringing it into here. And notice that, go ahead and go down on one knee so don't force you. So what happens, this elbow goes across his elbow and the tricep of his arm and kind of acts almost like a coupler, if you will, against the elbow. So I'm holding him here, locking in place here, and then driving him down. And I want to go into, I'm going to bring your shoulder down to my knee. So I come down and forward pressure, all right? Now, I've tried a lot of different arm bars over the years I've been doing this, and I've worked it against a lot of strong guys, and I find that this one seems to work the best. That's why it's my favorite. Essentially, I'm locking here, I'm putting the arm across. I'm not going across his body this way and putting this in my armpit. I want to have the ulna bone of my forearm right across the back of his elbow and his tricep. It's right here, and then I put pressure on. And I call this the Shurite Arm Bar just to make it, distinguish it from other arm bars that we teach in our studio. So how I would get to this is a couple different ways. I can strike, we do the pass off, or we could do a wing block that we showed in an earlier video. I come in and hyperextend, right? As I strike him here and he goes up with his arm, he may decide, gee, he doesn't want to go back, so he may bring it forward. And as he does that, all I got to do is work right into my arm bar. Again, he comes in, so it's 1, 2, strike. I'm going to take him back in figure 4, but this would be an opposing technique. Instead of the figure 4, if he wants to go the other way, I want to be helpful, so I just bring him right into the arm bar. So I'm putting pressure on there, but I want to, essentially when I lock it in, I'm going to bring this left hand into his right wrist and put pressure on him here. And I'm leaning into it slightly. I'm not off balance, but I am leaning into it. I want his shoulder to get very close to my knee. From here, and then put pressure on him. So utilizing this in a different manner, if he comes in with a front choke, I could basically hit him in the throat here and immediately bring this arm over to my elbow and then just drop into the technique from there. So basically here, catch him, lock in place. If I want to add to the mix, I could do a heel push kick. As he comes in, I strike him here, bring this in. Or if he's in close, let's say he's bent his elbows, I could hit him here, place the knee into the groin or to the inside of the thigh, but I lock right in place. And it's very difficult when you get this proper. Again, it's very important. The thumb is down. I've got them locked in place here, and I'm bringing my left, or my right hand rather, over my left wrist, and I lay my elbow across. I don't want to be out here. I want to be right on top of his back of his arm. So 1, 2, 3. Again, strike. And this could be also a push to the solar plex, or punch to the solar plex. He's pushing me. I could strike him here as he comes in, boom, lock it in place, catch him here and bring it down. To the throat, solar plex, rib cage, lock in place, bring it across. All right, so that's it for today. That is the Shurite Arm Bar. We hope you enjoy working on that technique, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.